Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of Game of Thrones Season 4. This one will be doing my review, Game of Thrones Season 4, Episode 7, which was called Mockingbird. Baelish is a motherfucking B-I-M-B! Alright, so as always, my reviews for Game of Thrones do contain spoilers, so if you guys haven't seen the episode yet, you may not want to watch the review. Now, I want to apologize right off the bat. I wasn't able to get this Game of Thrones review posted as I normally do within, by about midnight Eastern Standard Time after the episode airs. The reason being is because I was actually working till 1:30 a.m. I had to work late tonight, so unusual for me, kind of sucks, but oh well, got the review done eventually, and you got to do your thing, got to work. So, apologies that it wasn't up sooner, but gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. That said, how much did I enjoy this episode? Oh man, I enjoyed this episode a lot. For me, at this point right now, I will easily say that season 4 is my favorite season of Game of Thrones. By far. There's really no comparison to me at this point, between the different seasons, which season is my favorite. This episode killed it. It absolutely killed it. The ending for me was, I want to say, a bit unexpected. It was kind of like I didn't think it was going to happen, and you kind of knew, and you kind of knew the type of character that Peter was, and it was totally within character for him to do it. So major spoilers, of course. My favorite part of the episode, the ending. We see Peter, we see Liza, and the whole thing with Sansa, and you see it happening, and he interrupts her, and then it's kind of like, oh man. So I love the way it's foreshadowed, because right before that, of course, he says, given the opportunity, what do we do to those who hurt the ones we love? And then it becomes a question at the end, well, who does he love? Does he really care for Liza, or in all honesty, does he love Sansa? And man, Baelish just goes after what he wants, and he just gets it. That's all I can say. He gets it. That's all there is to it. So, man, that final scene was awesome. Very intense. I got to watch it over a few more times because it was so brilliantly done. It was great, the lead up to it. And, man, wow. Just wow is all I can say. Baelish is the man. Absolutely. It's funny because at the beginning of the series, he starts out as one of the biggest bad guys at the end of season 1 in the entire show. If not, yeah, one of the biggest, I'll say. Of course, with, putting the dagger to Ned's throat and everything like that. So, screwing him over and everything. He really, I think at this point, it's pretty plain to see that he is the best character at playing the Game of Thrones there is. I think so. I think if you guys catch what I'm saying, given where he starts out at in life, given what he wants, he is the most conniving, the most clever, the most wise. He's just, and he's got, okay, so oh man, I should just do a whole character spotlight on Baelish because this review's going to be me talking about Baelish for 15 minutes. I'll leave that for maybe if I end up doing a character spotlight. If you guys want to see that, write in the comments below, and maybe I'll do one this week if enough people are interested. But basically, just to sum it up real quick so we can get on with the review. I loved it. I loved everything they've done with Baelish so far. And, of course, the more we see from him, the more we see how brilliant he is, the more we see how cold he is, how cunning, how, oh, man. I'll leave that for character spotlight. Anyway, I love the ending. I loved when he throws her. And I really like the whole thing with Sansa and how he right before he throws Liza, how he tells her that there's only one woman he's ever loved. Wow. Just wow. Unbelievable. Incredible stuff. So I loved everything with Baelish. This episode was awesome. And Sansa too, at first I'm thinking to myself, man, Sansa is just like this. She's just like this creature of hardship. Everything in her life, she's just, well, the start of her life in Winterfell and everything, that was good, and it's almost like cruel because it was good, and now she just has to go through such hardships, one thing after another. She finally gets free of Joffrey and their clutches, and she heads up to the Vale, of course, with Peter, and just one thing after another. She can't live a happy, peaceful life. Her life is just tormented all the time, all the way through. Somebody's tormenting her, and then it's this Robin kid, So wow, okay, so really interesting stuff. I loved all of that. So that's pretty much all I'll say about the Baelish stuff this episode, and Sansa and everything. It was incredible. It was so enjoyable. I loved every single part of it. So that was good stuff. We also saw the opening scene with Tyrion and Jaime, them getting to talk about the whole "you threw your life away, you threw your life away." I liked the scene. I thought it was pretty touching, and you really got a feel for Tyrion in this episode, seeing as where he's at, the type of state he's in, the entrance of the mountain or re-entrance of him, because we haven't seen him for a while, and they did switch actors for him. The new actor, he doesn't look. I can tell the difference. Like, I can tell it's a different actor. Not for a second did I think, oh, that's the same guy who played the Mountain before. No, you kind of knew it was different. Now, they had announced this a while ago. We knew about this. If you follow GOT on the internet, you'll know that they switched out the actor. But I think that the new actor, I mean, we don't know. We know the old actor was huge. We know he was super tall. But I think the newer actor is scarier. Or maybe it's just the scene we see him in where he's just hacking these guys apart and just laying them out. The one guy, he cuts him and his guts just spill out and stuff. It's like, oh, God, it's terrible. And then Cersei, of course, goes up and meets him, and, he asks who he's fighting, and then she doesn't matter, and so that's a scary dude. I don't blame Bronn, man. I don't blame Bronn. So that was a pretty touching scene as well. That was a sad scene for Tyrion, because he's kind of counting on Bronn. He thinks he's got Bronn in his back pocket. He thinks it's going to be somebody like Sir Meryn, or somebody that like a human, not this monster of the mountain. He has no idea that Cersei's going to pick the meanest, biggest, brute bastard you could ever possibly imagine, which is the Mountain. So I love the scene with him. I love his intro. I love the sword and everything, and the actor that replaced him. I mean, I don't really care too much, to be honest with you. He fits the role. They both fit the role, but we didn't get to see who. Maybe the old actor. I don't know what happened with that. Maybe he had a problem with some of the writing and the things the Mountain does. I don't know, but. Definitely the new one's scarier. I'll just say that. The new one is scarier. So that was good stuff. In addition to the Tyrion... Okay, so we had the Tyrion stuff. We had the scene with Bronn, which, to be honest, that brought a tear to my eye, man. When Bronn's kind of telling Tyrion he's not going to stand for him this time. You can't blame him, but, maybe he should have just came out and said it, that he can't. He knows he can't take the Mountain. He knows his limits. He knows he's good, but he knows he's not going to be able to. Like he says, one slip, one whatever, and that would be it. It'd be over. I think he knows. I think he knows that he really doesn't stand much of a chance. It'd be, if he was able to win, it'd be like only if he was able to tire him out. And because the thing is, how are you going to evade him when his sword is that huge? It would be really tough. And I don't think maybe Oberyn would be able to, but I don't think Bronn. I think Bronn knows that he'd be getting it over his head, and his chances aren't good enough. At least, if he doesn't at least see himself at a 50-50 chance, then he's probably not going to take it versus what he's got on the other side. And he already saved Tyrion once. So it was a really sad scene. It was really touching. Brings a tear to the eye. Great acting. But, it makes sense for Bronn at this point to say, you know what, no. Of course, he's being baited, too, by Cersei not to do it by being offered, a lot of stuff and, the whole price thing. He is a sellsword, and I'm sure he does care for Tyrion, but it's a suicide mission, man. It's suicide going up against the Mountain like that. I think from Bronn's standpoint, from his angle, being such a realist, being through so many battles and hardship and everything, I think he kind of knows. He kind of knows that it's not worth it. It's not going to happen. So good stuff there. We also got to see some nudie scenes, some more nudie scenes. HBO, got to use that nudie cred, right? Can do anything you want, right? So, the Melisandre, the MILF, whatever. That was cool, I guess. There was a scene beforehand with Daenerys and Dario Harris, whatever. I don't really know what to say about that. It's just whatever. She's doing her thing. She's messing around out there. Whatever. She's trying to save the world. It's not easy, and evil people rise after evil people get put down, and all that good stuff. So there's that. Let's see, what else do we have? The Arya and the Hound scenes, I liked pretty much all of them. I thought it was pretty touching how they're starting to bond. I wonder if Arya still kind of has the Hound on her list, because now that he's injured and everything, if she wanted to attack him and maybe kill him, he's hurt, he's unarmed. She probably could have, but she decided not to. I liked where he talked about the fire a little bit, and that it was his brother. That's really what hurt him, is his brother did it to him. And the scene with the old guy who was dying, I thought that was a pretty touching scene. Man, so much great stuff in this episode. It's really just hard to get around. And then the only other thing really I wanted to talk about was the Oberyn and Tyrion scene. Good scene when Oberyn brings the good news and lets him know that he was. That he'll stand for him, he'll be his champion. I love that. Also, too, when he talked about about meeting him when he was younger, I think that was added. I don't think that was in the books. I forget, unless I missed it. I don't think it was. I think that was added for the show. I really like that scene. That was great. When he talks about how Cersei kind of always hated him from the get-go because of what happened when his mother gave birth to him. She called him a monster, and it's funny how she, Oberyn talks about how she wanted him dead, from the get-go, and he's still kicking. So good stuff, great lead up. I knew we weren't going to see the champion versus champion battle. I'm not sure when we're going to actually see that. Because this was episode 7. Usually they make episode 9 the big one. So are they going to go for it next episode, or is it going to be the one after? I haven't seen the promo yet. So I hope it's next week, but I'm thinking probably it'll be episode 9, since, of course, that's the usual formula for GOT. So what an incredible season. Can't wait to see Oberyn versus the Mountain. It's going to be absolutely nuts. Love the stuff with Baelish. Baelish is the man, and quickly becoming one of my favorite characters in the series. He's so evil. He's so cunning. He plays the game so well. You can't help but respect the guy. You can't help it. At least I can't. Maybe you can. I can't. Anyway, to give the episode a score, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's damn close to a perfect 10. But I'll go with 9.5, since last week's was pretty intense, and I gave that one a 10. So this one was good too, though. And if you like Baelish, this one might be your favorite of the season. But another amazing episode, incredible season from GOT. The best we've had so far, I think, season 4. The best we've had so far, for sure. At least in my opinion. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you think about season 4. When you think we're going to see the Mountain versus Oberyn. Can't wait for that. And if you like the video, please feel free down below to click the thumbs up, like the video. If you want to help support the channel, you want to see more videos, favorite the video, share it on your Facebook if you want to. And that's all I got to say for this one. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, as always, saying peace.